Coach, you made a comment earlier this week. You said you were going to wax the car up and take it out for a rat sack. How do you think the car ran?
Well, I think my biggest concern probably going into the game was obviously playing a Big Ten team 1 week and then coming back and playing another team at our level. And I think always the concern is the same thing I saw in the Butler game. I felt like last year in the Butler game we kind of came out a little bit lethargic and didn't take care of business necessarily on both sides of the ball like I expected us to. And I wanted to see if we had the maturity today to come out and take care of business in all 3 phases. And that tells me that we're maturing as a football team, even though we do have a lot of youth. They understand what the expectations are here. They understand how we're expected to play. And I hope that it continues every week and we continue to improve.
Coach, could you have asked for anything more out of your offense, scoring a school record, 77 points?
Obviously they had a good night, but there's always some things I'd like to see us do a better job of. I see some things like ball security being a potential issue, not taking care of the football. We didn't have any fumbles by no means, but I see the ball not high and tight sometimes like we need it to be. And I think we can still do a little bit better job blocking on the interior at times. They came out tonight and ran a completely different front than they had shown. So that it shows a little bit about our offense that we were still able to adapt. They got into more of a 50 front, which was fine, but that was something that they hadn't shown in the previous game, and it was just a change up front for them on 3rd down last year.
Coach, when you score on 9, your first 9 possessions, do you kind of step back and say that's pretty darn efficient, is it not?
Yeah, it's one game. It's obviously a good night, and it's always good to get a win, but we have to be able to continue to be mature enough and look forward that we have high expectations here. And next week we start conference play, and we all know who's coming to town. And just because we scored 77 this week doesn't mean it's going to have natural carryover to next week. Now, and I just don't want to get caught up in just one game.
Maybe one comment about Valpo. They kept tackling, they kept playing you guys even towards the end.
Yeah, and I told Coach after the game, I said I thought your kids continue to play hard. Coach is in the same situation where we are. He was trying to rebuild the program. He brought in 46 or 48 guys himself, they're making progress. The score may not show that, but and he was very complimentary to us after the game, and they're making strides. I just don't like to see those guys getting hurt there late at the end of the game.
Coach, you got 2 turnovers and gave up 13 points on defense. Talk about that unit's performance today. They look pretty good.
Well, we got a chance to get a lot of guys in there. They're a team that likes to throw the football, and the thing that I was probably most concerned about was last week they had a bunch of yards passing. Early on there, they converted a couple 3rd downs. They were running some underneath routes and picking. They were using the referee to pick our guy covering them. So that's a good lesson for us to learn, and obviously we will learn from it.